All right then, no nonsense video, 80% win rate strategy I've been trading over the past 6, 7, 8 months now. Absolutely incredible win rate. Going to show you exactly how I do it and then give you some examples over the past 2 weeks. As always, like and subscribe, leave a comment. And if you do want signals or alerts for this strategy, you can get them in the description down below. So very simply, you're looking for something like this in the markets, aren't you? You've got your accumulation, your manipulation and your distribution. This is the price signature that you're always looking for in the markets when you're going to be trading this strategy. This really good V-shaped recovery that you're looking for back to the upside. You've got your accumulation where the market goes sideways, your manipulation when the market comes down and sweeps a key level, and then you've got your distribution where the market goes back in the direction of all these people that got stopped out on their stop losses like this. Because as we know, if you've been in the market long enough, then you will realize that the market is a stop loss hunting machine. And you will get stopped out if you have hard stops below levels like this all the time, especially on NASDAQ 100 futures, where basically the market goes, finds your stop loss and then pumps back to the upside. So AMD here, as you can see, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for that V-shaped recovery back to the upside, and then the entry model is an inverted fair value gap back to the upside like this. You want to be looking at having 5, 6, 7, 8 candles back to the upside like this. Very, very clean, obvious V-shape with a big, obvious fair value gap. And then very simply what you would do is you would enter when you close back above this fair value gap, targeting a 1 for 1. Once you hit 1 for 1, you go break even. If you close back below the inverted fair value gap, you stop out and it's considered a loss. Once you hit 1 for 1, you close half your position and go break even, and then you'll have runners up through the rest of the V shape back to the upside. So for example, we do something like this. We're obviously accumulating, we come down, we get the liquidity sweep, we come back up, we V-shape back up, close above. Nice, very, very clean textbook play. You're targeting a 1 for 1, and then you'll have, if you come up, hit this 1 for 1 like this, very, very nice, going sideways, blah, blah, blah. You come up, you take half your profit off at 1 for 1, you put the rest of your position to break even. This is now a half of your position break even trade, and then you'll usually have runners back up the rest of the V shape like this. And I'll always have a runner at all-time highs at the minute, just because we always seem to run back to all-time highs. And you can see this is the strategy. Very, very simple, very, very obvious. You can find this signature in price in the markets all the time. Generally speaking, you want to be looking at having good momentum back up through the fair value gap. As we know, these are good ways to re-enter the market. Right now, we do potentially have a trade actually, although I'm not liking the momentum down here, but we could have potentially had this. If you look on the 15-minute, you can see we've swept this level of liquidity here. Very, very clean, obvious levels of liquidity. After this big drop to the downside on the 1-minute, if you zoom in, you can see we did have this big, obvious fair value gap here that we could have come back up through like this. I definitely would have taken this with this huge liquidity sweep, and then you would have entered here, targeting a 1 for 1. And you've got so many good targets back above here. You can see tons and tons of liquidity, probably loads of stacked. Loads and loads of stacked orders up here that you could come and target through, but you take your 1 for 1 off there. I'd probably have a runner here and then a runner up to like this high probably. As you can see, looking like we're probably in a position where we're going to start reversing back around in my opinion. But you can see this was a pretty good potential trade. These trades happen all the damn time though. Like, I mean, look, last night, for example, let me just show you how many V-shape recoveries there were here that worked. There's one here. Obviously, the volatility right now has been pretty good. You can see this one came up, eventually hit a 1 for 1 after about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if you just took some profits off at maybe this high here, and then maybe this one here, you would have basically got 2 take profits and then got stopped at break even on the last one. There's loads and loads. These, like, honestly, you would not believe the amount of times that these plays happen. All the damn time. You want to be looking to have clean liquidity sweeps, though. We are pretty bearish at the minute, but I thought this one here was one that I took yesterday that was particularly good. Very obvious fair value gap here. You can see clean liquidity sweep to the right, to the left. Very obvious liquidity sweep, as you can see. We came down with 2 candles of consolidation, bouncing back up. Enter on the close above. Looking really solid here, as you can see. Targeting a 1 for 1. This would have been an absolute banger. I would have had probably a take profit up. I would have had a take profit about halfway up the V. You can see we actually came in, completed this V shape pretty quickly on this initial leg here. So I probably would have taken profit about halfway up the next V shape like this, which is this is I think what we did, and then I trailed my stop loss and got stopped out on the rest when we came back here. As you can see, this was another good trade. They happen all the damn time, by the way, so you don't need to worry about missing out. This would have been an absolute banger, but I never got an entry on this one because it just went up so quick. This was off the back of Microsoft and Meta earnings that we saw. You can see all over the place though. If you zoom out on the charts here, look how many times that you just get these V shapes that come back, at least back up for a 1-for-1 on the charts. This one here was a banger. I took this one. I took this one. I'm pretty sure I took a trade down here as well. So you can see so many times there has been amazing trades for this strategy all the time. This is just on NQ as well, but you can get trades for this on gold. I think I actually did spot a trade. You can see here, look, there's a pretty damn good trade for gold here that would have worked. Does this look better on the 2-minute? Let's just have a look here and see. Yeah, look at this 2-minute or this 3-minute. Let's see if the 5-minute looks any good. Yeah, probably this 2-minute looking the best. You can see, what was I talking about at the start of the video? You've got your accumulation. You can see we're kind of trickling to the downside a little bit, but a very, very clear, obvious liquidity sweep to the downside here. Came down and cleaned out a level to the left here, as you can see. And you got this perfect V shape back to the upside. Looking really, really good here. Let me just have a look and see what's the best entry here. This 3-minute was probably the entry, wasn't it? You can see very obvious, big obvious gap. A good close, massive momentum back to the upside. You could have entered here, as you can see. Targeting a 1-for-1. This would have come up and hit. And you could have had another runner up to the next swing high, maybe this liquidity point here. This would have got hit as well. So you would have got basically a 2R there, or just over a 2R. And then the rest stopped at break even on the final runner. But as you can see, this works all the time on so many different things. You would not believe it. I think I tried to get into it. Did I take this gold trade? Yes, was this last night? No, I think there was one that looked really similar to this. You can see you've got your big obvious fair value gap here up to the next green candle. Close above. Targeting a 1-for-1. This would have got hit. And then this would have been a scale 1 and break even trade as you can see, but still completely fine. You can't expect them all to run for a 10R, although they do sometimes do that. But you can see that obviously this works as well for gold. Gold's had been in a bit of a weird spot recently because it's been so bearish. So taking longs on it has been a bit of a weird one, but you can see this still works. Absolutely incredible strategy. I'm not going to waffle on too long and waste your time, but you can see just how often, if you just zoom out here on let's look at the 5-minute, for example. Zoom out on the 5-minute, look how many times you have these dips to the downside that recover back up pretty much instantly after a liquidity sweep. Happens all the time, and if you can get that right condition for the entry model, you will be making some serious cash. I've been trading pretty much all of these big dips to the downside here. It's been doing really, really well for me. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to waffle on too long, but definitely go check this out for yourself, back test it. Check out the other videos that I do every day where I explain the strategy in more and more detail. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you've got any questions, let them know and let me know down below. And also, if you want to get signals and alerts, you can sign up in the private Discord below. Thank you.